But we begin today with learning some new details about the upcoming opening day of Epic Universe. Let me give you a live look right now. It's the first brand new theme park in more than 2 decades coming to Florida here. And here's a live look. You see the Stardust Racers. You can see some of those portals in the background, in the foreground, I should say, as well. A lot of excitement about this grand opening on Thursday. We now know the park hours and a number of other things that are going on opening day. So to break down everything we need to know about Epic opening day coming up on Thursday, we talk with Tharin White, the lead publisher of EYNTK.info.
Yeah, so there's going to be one major change between opening day and every other day at Universal Epic Universe. There will be no early park admission. So normally at the Universal Orlando Resort hotels, you get early park admission into one of the parks. Universal Epic Universe will offer this except opening day. They're giving everybody a fair chance to be able to get into the park and get ready for the opening ceremony at 8 a.m. Now the park itself is going to open up at 9 a.m., but at 8 a.m. they're going to do an opening ceremony. You can park and take the buses as of 6 a.m. and then they're going to open up some of the turnstiles and the gates at 7 a.m. So for those people that want to be there the first of the first, the earliest you can do is 6 a.m.
What do we expect from this opening ceremony? Do we know anything about it?
No, we don't have a ton of info. They say that these ceremonies are going to be small and that they're going to be at the portal entrances. So my assumption is that they're going to have a bunch of team members at each of the 4 portal worlds inside of the park. So you'll probably get to line up in front of whatever land you want, whether it be Nintendo, Dark Universe, or anything like that. And then you'll be able to kind of see the team members come out, maybe some characters, maybe they'll do some small daytime fireworks, and then you basically get to be the first people let in. They haven't said exactly what it is, but that's going to be my assumption, is they kind of just have a very fancy portal opening for the day.
So if people are going out on Thursday for opening day, what do people need to prepare for?
It's going to be hot. It's going to be busy. I mean, those are things that you can just expect at really any of the theme parks this upcoming summer. But really, when you get there, because they are allowing people to get there at 6 a.m., I'm not going to be surprised if people try to show up early and they'll probably block some of the cars going into it. I have gone in and I've done the grand openings for theme parks before, and I'm going to say this: the park is open until 10 p.m. that night. So unless you want to be the literal first human being inside of one of those lands, you don't have to get there right at 6 a.m. It's going to be a long day. There's going to be a lot of rides and crowds and a ton of excitement. So you just don't want to burn yourself out to literally be the first human being there at 6 a.m. and then waiting all the way until 9 to really be able to get onto something or to see something. I'll be there probably around 7:30 to try and see that opening ceremony, but just unless you're trying to be the first person, you are going to see a lot of traffic and a lot of issues around there. One of the spots I actually wrote down here, they get pretty busy anytime that there's people going up for parking to Epic Universe. If you go in South Kirkman Road, that's going to be where Stella Nova and Terra Luna are, 2 of the hotels. So you can put that in your GPS if you want. That might be the better entrance to go into for Universal Epic Universe. Everyone goes up Epic Boulevard, and there's a lot of backup there on almost every day they've done these technical rehearsals. So if you can do South Kirkman Road, go in by Stella Nova and Terra Luna, you might save yourself a little bit of that traffic issues.
Because there are going to be big crowds, obviously, needless to say, on Thursday especially.
Absolutely. And of course, as Universal already said, they're going to open up the parking at 6 a.m. They're going to open up the busing at 6 a.m. So they're getting their people, they're getting everyone there early to make sure. But I mean, it's the grand opening of the newest major theme park in Orlando. It's going to be incredibly busy, not just this day, but for the entirety of summer and as we go on. So just anyone that's going, be there, be excited, and just know it's opening day. Get ready for the hype and all of that stuff. The only recommendation I would say is, again, if you don't want to get there at 6 a.m., 8 a.m. is going to be that opening ceremony. So obviously you want to give yourself some time to go through security, scan your ticket, and get in place for whichever of the portals you'd like to see.
Any other strategies for folks to keep in mind if they are heading out on Thursday?
One thing I think is kind of interesting is, because it's going to be hot, and this is something that works for the entire summer, this park does not just have lockers at the front of the park. They actually have lockers at the entrance to each of the portals. So if you're someone that does want to bring suntan lotion and maybe some waters or something else that you think you might need throughout your day, but you don't want to carry it with you the entire time, that's totally fine. They have the lockers at the front of the park. They've got the big family size lockers, but they also have smaller lockers that you can get in front of each of the 4 portals. So you can go and grab that and stick everything at the entrance to Super Nintendo World, go in and explore that in the morning. And then as it starts getting hotter in the middle of the day, you can go back to your locker and not have to walk all the way to the front. I did that on the last time that I visited, and it was very, very convenient.
All right, so a lot of, that's going to be helpful, especially on, like you said, any day, but especially if you are planning for an open to close day on grand opening.
Yeah, and with all of the parks, it's very, very common that people are going to have issues with getting really hot. Anytime you want to visit these parks, the water is free. Go up to one of the quick service locations, ask for a cup of water. Trust me, Universal would much rather give you a cup of water than have to have someone that's going to have a heat stroke or anything like that. So be careful, be safe, and have a really fun time. We don't know yet what the finale is going to be, if they're going to do big fireworks at night or anything like that, but they have been testing drones. They have been doing spotlights. That could just be for the media preview the day before. But I've got an idea that they're probably going to have a couple extra surprises for opening day, and there's probably going to be celebrities walking around as well. So maybe because of opening day, you won't get to do every single ride because they'll be packed. But keep an eye out. I think you'd be surprised about how many people and how many pop-ups might happen inside the park that day.
What should people prepare for as far as wait times for some of those rides?
So what we've seen right now over the weekend, the Harry Potter Battle at the Ministry attraction left the virtual queue and was a standby line. I'm hoping that it's going to be staying like that forever now because it looks like it's been working better in that instance. In the morning, it is very normal for them to jump to a 300-minute wait, but by the afternoon, they're dropping to like 100 minutes. So I would say because that ride takes so many people in the morning, go out, do something else. It seems like Harry Potter and Nintendo kind of dominate for the wait times in the morning, so it might be a better time to jump over to Dark Universe or How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk or enjoy Celestial Park. When you go in, of course, again, opening day, we're not going to know until we know, but those seem like some of the recommendations to maybe avoid Nintendo because it does get slammed in the morning every day, and Harry Potter has now been slammed with those wait times. On average, it seems like the wait times for the major attractions are sitting anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. But if you keep an eye on the Universal Orlando app, you can usually catch the times that they're lower. They haven't yet done it, but you can go ahead and set for opening day once you get into the park. You can actually set a notification on the Universal Orlando app that'll tell you when a ride's wait time drops to a certain amount. So if you know you want to go on something, say in Super Nintendo World, you can say, all right, when it hits 45 minutes or less, go ahead and notify me. And you can actually do that and for any of the rides at Universal Orlando Resort. So that's really nice to get yourself prepped and maybe get ready to run over to that ride you want to do for a shorter wait.
Is there a notify me when Harry Potter hits less than 300-minute wait?
There is, yes. There is one that you can do for that. I saw some people joking, saying they were going to set it to 5 minutes and just pray that one of these times that they just get lucky. But you can. I mean, you can do that. I've seen that. I haven't yet been on that attraction. It's the only major one in the park I haven't done yet. But a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people online have said it is one of, if not the greatest attraction Universal has ever built. I'm excited to do that opening day. Again, I'm going to avoid the first initial crowds, but I'm really, really going to try to get on that because I've heard nothing but amazing things.
Yeah, I mean, 300 minutes, that's 5 hours if you're waiting for that.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, now that I have been to Epic Universe, if you are going to be waiting in line somewhere for a long time, that's the ride to do it. I mean, that queue space is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I was able to see just the entrance once you go through the Flu network into that grand reveal, and that was incredibly impressive. So I can't imagine how great the ride is.
And so if you are going to opening day of Epic Universe, here's another look at the timeline for that day. 6 a.m. the parking lot opens and the shuttles begin. The turnstiles open at 7, 8 a.m. that grand opening moment, and then the park will be open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.